Hey everyone, so I'm in a new location filming right now. As you can see, I'm not in front of the white cupboards in my kitchen anymore. I'm in my bedroom because I redid it, and you can see, oh, wrong way. My laptop is back here. I'm watching Joey Graceffa. I love him. Go subscribe to him if you've not, because he's hilarious, and he does really cool gaming videos. Sorry, I'm uncomfortable. And I have all my electronics plugged in right now because there's a severe thunderstorm warning, and I'm freaked out, and the power always goes out, and I hate it, hate it, hate it. Anyway, the lighting is probably weird because I have a giant lamp in my face. I'll show you. Hold on. Giant lamp, you can't see it. Okay, yes you can. That giant black lamp right there? Yeah, it's in my face. Because I don't have very good lighting because I have to keep my windows mostly closed and covered with lots of curtains because there's weird people that I don't want, like around my house and stuff that I don't want in my windows. So, yeah. This week, we're going to be talking about legalization of marijuana and other drugs, not just marijuana. But marijuana seems to be the biggest one because there's medical uses to it, I guess. And I just want you to know that I'm not too passionate about this topic. Like, I've never done drugs in my life, ever. So, yeah. However, I do know a lot of people who do or have before. I mean, obviously I'm not friends with a whole lot of, like, hardcore drug heads or anything, but I know people who have tried it. I mean, who hasn't? Except me, because I'm kind of, like, don't do anything like that. So, anyway, this has kind of been a topic of controversy for me because, like I said, I've never done drugs, so it doesn't really affect me. I don't really care that much whether or not drugs are illegal or not. But, in my honest opinion, why not legalize them? I mean, people do them anyway. People are going to do drugs. And right now, because people are doing it under the table, illegally, they're unregulated. Anybody can buy them. Anybody can sell them. The drugs can have anything in them. For example, ecstasy, there's certain kinds of things you can put in them, like LSD maybe, I think is what it's called. I don't really remember. I'm really bad with the drug names. Sorry. But there's things that you can get in drugs that aren't supposed to be in there, and they can kill you or other people or whatever, and it's not good, and oftentimes people don't even know that it's in there. I really hate this lady. Please ignore this lady. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I think that drugs should be legalized because that way, if they're legalized, they could be taxed for one. You could sell them in the gas station just like you do cigarettes, and cigarettes are a hell of a lot worse for you than a lot of drugs are. And so, like, why not just sell them legally, and you can put a tax on them just like you do anything else. And people who sell them, drug dealers, make an awful lot of money doing what they do. So why don't you charge them an income tax for it? I mean, you might as well. And everybody else who works legally has to have an income tax, so might as well give drug dealers an income tax too. And that way, if it's sold legally in stores, you can regulate it a lot better. I mean, obviously there will still be people who are doing it illegally, but you can regulate what kind of, like, who can sell them, so you're not getting some really sketchy, drugged out people selling them, putting weird stuff in them. Two, you're only getting people who can handle it. The people who can smoke and then, well, smoke or whatever that you do with drugs, who can do drugs and then still function normally. They know what their limit is. They can still drive normally. I mean, not necessarily drive, because if you know you're too high to drive, you know, if you can handle that and not drive, then that's okay too. But if you can drive and not kill people when you're high, that too. But it's the people who can't handle it and they're out beating people up, going crazy, scaring people, getting in car accidents. The first time something like that happens, you get a stamp on your license or your ID, and you can not buy drugs anymore. But the people who can buy drugs, you can go in, you tax them, you charge the person selling an income tax, yeah, you know what I mean. Whatever I was just saying. So then, you can regulate it with what the ingredients wise, so people aren't getting stuff that's going to kill them. And where people who are gonna put stuff in there that can kill people won't be selling them, and people who will kill people while doing drugs won't get them. Mostly. I mean, obviously you'll still have the illegal cases. So that's kind of my opinion on it, but my opinion has recently been swayed a little bit because my dad got into a really bad car accident. He's okay now. Like, he wasn't too beat up. He had like a big bruise on his nose over here, and he had a cut on his eyebrow over here. He had a black and blue eye, and his knees were really busted, and his back was sore, but that was it. But we were told that it was drug induced. Like, the person who was driving, there's two people in the car, one of them had been smoking meth, apparently. Did we ever find out if that was correct or not? She was smoking meth, driving too fast on the wrong side of the road. It was going around a corner, so you kind of have to be in the middle around this corner because the road he was driving on is really narrow. He was headed home from work, and these people just hit him head on, and he's okay, and he was in the hospital. He didn't have to stay overnight or anything. His car isn't. In fact, I'll insert a couple pictures of his car right now. So yeah, you can kind of see how bad that was. And that's why I've kind of been like, oh God, drugs can do that to people. But my opinion still stands, and I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it's kind of a lot shorter than the other ones. Like I said, I don't really care too much about this. I mean, like, gun control affects people I know, because I know people, well, I don't personally know people, but I know that there's a lot of people who own guns, hunt, stuff like that. And gay marriage, a lot of people in my family are gay. So yeah, a lot of my aunts and stuff are. But this one, I don't know too many people who do drugs and care. What are you laughing at? My
aunts are gay.
It's true. Not all of them, but some of them. Anyway, Kaylee's laughing at me, so excuse the laughter in the conversation. So yeah, that is about it. And I'm going to film a room tour. I am. And, shout out to my chemistry teacher because she's supposed to be checking out my YouTube. So if you watch this, shout out. You're my favorite. Okay, that's all. That's all. Yeah. Anything else I should say?
Don't do drugs. They're bad for you.
Don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school. That all? Okay. Yeah. Say hi to Kaylee, everybody. Oh, she's hiding. Just kidding. Guess not. Okay. Bye, guys.